Oromia and the imperial question. In the Horn of Africa, a question of history, power, and identity continues to shape the present. What does it mean to belong in a state formed through empire? This is the story of Oromia within the framework of Ethiopia. 1. Pre-imperial Oromo system. Before imperial expansion, the Oromo people governed themselves through an indigenous system known as Gada, a democratic, age-based system organizing political, social, and legal life. Power rotated. Leadership was accountable. Identity was rooted in language, culture, and land. 2. Imperial expansion. In the late 19th century, under Emperor Menelik II, the Ethiopian state expanded southward. Through conquest, vast Oromo territories were incorporated into a growing empire. Incorporation through conquest, land changed hands, authority shifted. A new political order emerged, centered far from Oromia. 3. Structural transformation. In many regions, land was redistributed to imperial elites and soldiers. Local populations became tenants on ancestral lands. This system, often described as Nafsanya Gabar, redefined power, owners and subjects, center and periphery. This is not just expansion. It is a restructuring of society or cultural and political dominance. As the empire consolidated, so did its identity. Language became power.
Amharic.
Dominated administration and education. Cultural and religious institutions, aligned with the imperial center, gained prominence. For many Oromo, this period is remembered as marginalization of voice, of identity, of recognition. Shink, Haile Selassie era. In the 20th century, under Emperor Haile Selassie, the state centralized further. Modernization came. Schools, roads, bureaucracy. But power remained concentrated. Representation, for many Oromo, remained limited. Discontent grew. 6. Rise of Oromo nationalism, from resistance to political mobilization. Oromo nationalism began to take shape. Organizations, like the Macha Tulama Association, Oromo Liberation Front, emerged, articulating demands for self-determination, cultural rights, political inclusion. The imperial question had become a political one. 7. 1974 Revolution. In 1974, revolution swept away the monarchy. Land was nationalized, land to the tiller, promised justice. But while land relations shifted, central control persisted. The structure changed, but the question remained. Oit, federalism era. In 1991, a new chapter began. The 1995 Constitution introduced ethnic federalism, a new idea. Nations and nationalities would govern themselves. Oromia gained controlled regional autonomy. Afaan Oromo became a working language. Self-determination was recognized. Even the right to secession. Article 39, right to self-determination. 9. Reality versus law. But law and reality do not always align. Tensions persist. Autonomy versus central authority. Land and the expansion of Addis Ababa. Political representation and security. The structure is federal, but the practice often feels centralized. 10. Present debate. Today, Ethiopia stands at a crossroads of interpretation. Perspective 1. An empire that continues in new form. Perspective 2. A unified state, correcting its past through federalism. Perspective 3. A hybrid, where history and reform coexist uneasily. Oromia's story is not just about the past. It is about justice, the balance between unity and freedom. The right of a people to define their future. Is Ethiopia a post-imperial federation or an empire? Transformed? The answer remains unfinished. End credits on screen. Encyclopedia Britannica, Asafajalata. Mohammed Hassan, Mahmoud Mamdani, FDRE Constitution, 1995.